just want to speak to my parents before I actually decide to join the program, right? Usually when people give, I want to speak to my parents, it's one of two things, and most sales reps lose to this objection because they don't flip the responsibility onto them and they're solving the wrong objection. So in this instance, give or take, let's say they're 18 plus, so they manage their money, right? So you need to obviously get the tie down. Like make sure they feel 100% confident this can work for them. They do show up, put in the work, as well as what about the process specifically makes them feel like they can actually get the results, right? So then you want to ask the question, and this is going to determine which route you actually go. But yeah, when you do go speak to your parents, what is it you want to specifically go over just to see how I can help? One of which is going to be they want to see the money side of things, right? Financing, budget, all those things. Literally just tackle the money objection, right? Otherwise, they're going to be like, oh, I want to, my dad's an entrepreneur. I want to see what he thinks. Is this going to be the right fit? Am I going to see the results I want, right? And in that instance, you need to go down the responsibility route, which is typically the case, right? So if somebody gives you that, you can just defer back onto them. Yeah, well, what's your dad do for work, right? He owns his own business, construction. Okay, so when he's building or, creating a blueprint for a construction project, does he come to you, ask what to do, consult on your? No, right? Why not? Because he's the expert, right? So in this instance, if you're showing up, you're putting in the work, you're attending the group calls, doing the outreach, all those things, like who's ultimately responsible to take ownership of getting the results they want? It's yourself, right? So the whole responsibility route is going down that side of things. So if we're the one, expected to get results, we're, putting in the work, would it be fair to deflect that responsibility and ownership onto somebody else? No, why not? Right? So you're pinning them in a few different corners, right? And then you're just consequencing from there, right? If we, continue to deflect responsibility, never take that ownership on ourselves, like what's ultimately ever going to change? You're right into the commitment framework. So that's usually when somebody says, I want to speak to my parents, right? Give or take, they're 19 to 22, typically where it most commonly occurs, right? You're either going to go down the money side of things, because that's a common objection, like speaking to the parents as far as going over money, but that's their main concern. So you just have to handle that. Otherwise, if they're looking for assurance or, getting results, that's more responsibility and commitment. So that's the easiest way to actually go down either path and how to know which one to properly solve. Because if you solve the wrong objection, you're going to lose the sale from the jump and your objection handling isn't going to matter. So ask that question, determine which route to go down, and then either attack money right away or flip the responsibility onto them and attack commitment.